Sun, Moon, and Rising. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Victoria. This is Radiant Moon Tarot. We are having a look at June 2024 overall energies for you guys. See what's highlighting, activating, and what to be aware of for the month ahead. If you are looking specifically for money and career readings, check out the link down below because they're already posted for you. And same thing if you are single and looking for love, your singles readings are already out for you guys as well. So again, click on the singles readings link down below. In the month of June here, Saggy, the first week of June is probably going to be about the best out of the whole month, okay? There are a couple little, calm and vice versa fiery energies coming in the month, but very minor, fairly easy to deal with for the most part, but just things to be a little bit aware of. We do have some Mars activity and that kind of thing. But the first week, we do have June 2nd. We have lovely trine between your chart ruler. Jupiter is in the sign of Gemini, trining with Pluto in Aquarius. And this can be a really good, really awesome aspect to help you find your personal power, to take back control, and to make some changes or welcome in some changes for the better. Ultimately, it's time for you to expand and grow and thrive. So it's a wonderful energy. We have Mercury going into the sign of Gemini on the 3rd. And so this is really powerful energy because Mercury is the ruler of Gemini. And so this is in its home sign. It's comfortable. So this is very chatty social energy, this energy where you might be a little bit curious, you might be meeting new people, or just feeling like you're being a little bit more social. But this is an energy of like big ideas, right? So it's time to put your big ideas into motion, but also focus on the short-term goals. So this can be you've got some big thing that you want to do, and how is the best to not get discouraged and to keep on track? Break it into smaller short-term goals, right? So this can be where that energy does come into play. We have a new moon in Gemini on the 6th. This is one that you really need to pay attention to here, Saggy. It is such a wonderful energy for you. So set those intentions. Try something new. Start something new. Expand your horizons. A little bit of magic in the air for you guys with that. We do have a full moon in Capricorn on the 21st as well, so be aware of that. Full moons can bring an end to a cycle. It can bring things to fruition or completion for you. But it can also bring in you some like lessons, right? So maybe there's been some lessons that you've learned, but it's a perfect time to cleanse and purge. We have Willow Spirit with flexibility here for you. Yes, just like we may have a little bit of sweet and spicy energy in here for the month, the key to moving forward, getting things done is to be flexible. You're usually fairly okay with that here, Sag. So, roll with the punches, go with the flow, right? And we all know that when there's things going on or we're doing things, and it's important to stay loosey-goosey. It's important to stay open. And that's that flexibility kind of energy. When you're flexible, you're not resisting anything, right? Does it mean you don't take action? No, right? But it means that you just go with the flow. And it's like, okay, something happens in your day, and rather than kind of digging in your heels, you're like, okay, we're doing this thing, let's go, right? Because we're not going to be able to likely avoid something. So flexibility is the key for you. We have Stag Spirit with leadership here. Lovely energy for you guys. This can be a really important time for you to take the lead, to step up, and maybe even have a little bit of growth. Leadership energy is like follow the leader, right? You're not following anybody. You're dancing to the beat of your own drum. You're being uniquely, authentically you. And I kind of get a little bit of rebellious energy coming out of here as well, because it's like you're standing in your authenticity. It's like I am confident in myself and who I am and what I want. And you know what? You don't like it? You don't have to stay, right? Or you don't have to follow my lead, right? You don't need to do that. So, this is like kind of a little bit of rebelliousness, right? Which is shocking. Okay. Not so shocking, Saggy, right? But you do like your freedom. So anything or anyone that's going to hold you back from following your path or from doing what you want, right? They may be on the short end of your stick there, in the month ahead, right? There's a little bit of short-tempered energy coming in, after the first week, right? So just be a little bit aware of that. Watch your P's and Q's, right? So, it's one thing to break free from something or to depart a situation or just leave people in your dust. And it's another thing to gloat or be ornery about it, right? So there's a kind, gentle way to do everything. But this is really about you playing the lead role, being the lead player in your own story. You're not following whatever anyone else is doing. And it can be an energy of nonconformist, right? So it's like, I'm me, I'm going to do what I want. And maybe you're even trying something new. We have card 11 in perfect harmony. I love that one. It sings a sweet song. Card 30, shining through. And 32, quieting the mind. So this kind of does speak the story of your month. In perfect harmony, things are aligning for you. There's some wonderful magical aspects for you, especially in the first week of June. So really take advantage of that energy. In perfect harmony also reminds you of the need to find balance. Sometimes we need to take a leadership role. Sometimes we do need to kind of take a step back and observe, right, rather than charging ahead. So this is reminding you and bringing in the energetic help and support to help you find that equilibrium. Imperfect harmony also does speak to a symphony, right? Sing your song, sing it out loud, let your voice be heard. And, you really do have the power to speak something into existence. Music may play a key role for some of you here as well. There's quite often, music is universal, right? It doesn't matter what language you speak or what country that you come from. We can join together in harmony of music. And so there could be potentially something activating, a message being delivered to you, a source of inspiration that may come via some musical influence, whether it's a song on the radio, whether you're revamping your playlist, or maybe you hear someone sing a song. You could also hear like a singing in your head kind of thing as well. And quite often we do get messages that are delivered via music. Right? You ever been in a certain mood and you're flipping through the radio and all of a sudden that song comes on and it just speaks to you right then in that moment. And maybe it's even that situation where you know the words, but you never heard the words. And so sometimes we can hear a song for the 100th time and all of a sudden understand what the words actually are. Right? So music may play some sort of role for you in your month ahead. And of course, you may have an inkling to pick up a musical instrument and either pick back up a hobby or try something new and learn to play a musical instrument or take some singing lessons, get a vocal coach or something like that. And it might not be for anything professional. It might just be because you're interested in it. And it's a form of expression. But we do have shining through energy coming in here also. This is a time of blossoming, of growth for you. It's an energy of being seen, being in the spotlight, letting your beautiful energy and your beautiful heart shine. And it doesn't matter what it is. It can just be walking down the street and you're this glowy figure walking down the street because you are allowing this beautiful energy to flow out of you. This can be in your workplace, your time to shine. This can be blossoming in a relationship. This can be where maybe, in your friendship circle, maybe people are gravitating towards you for whatever reason. Maybe you've got some deep insights into something, or you're just kind of interesting and fun to be around. People may even draw inspiration from you in some way, especially with that leadership energy. So this is a time of growth, of blossoming, of creativity and fertility. fertility for you here as well. So I think there's something that may come to fruition, and it may just be that you're experiencing a little bit of a shift internally and you're embracing a little magic. But quiet the mind here, finding a quiet space, meditating, getting grounded, connecting with the earth, lying outside in the dark, staring at the stars, right? Whatever it happens to be, whatever your version of quieting the mind is, this is where you can get your energy centered and in alignment. This is where you can release negative cord attachments. This is where you can just kind of, in the still of the night, we quite often get a deeper understanding, or we get clarification, because we're taking just a few moments to sit in that stillness. And the stillness isn't always super quiet. So part of the key for that is to quiet your conscious mind and connect with your energy, because there could be something very magical there for you, or at the very least, it can just make you feel centered, regroup, renew, refocus, revive, rejuvenate. All of this kind of stuff can come in there. So find some quiet time, even make it a new daily habit for yourself, right? Even if all you do is sit in your car for 5 minutes, maybe listening to music. Sit in your car for 5 minutes, because some people's households are very busy and very hustly and bustly. And so you might not get that opportunity to, have that quiet space, that time inside your home. So maybe you have a dog and you walk your dog and you can meditate while you're walking, right? Doesn't have to be nothing fancy, right? Just kind of quiet your mind, do some breath work there, and just walk. It's number one, it can get you grounded. It can get you connected with the universe, right? Because you're in nature, you're outside. But it's just, feeling the wind in your hair and the sun on your face, or the moon, depending what time of day you walk your dog, right? Sit in your car for 5 minutes and just turn on some music and just drift away, whatever that looks like to you, however you find that quiet space. And even if it's 5 minutes a day, you will feel a big energy shift there for yourself. We've got the Lookout. There's some fiery energy coming in there for you. All right, we've got Archangel Michael coming in to help you or protect you. And we've got Will, Wisdom, and Mind coming in there for that also. So the Lookout here can show that you might need to keep your wits about you, keep your BS meter shine sharp and ready. Just observe, a certain situation unfolding. You may have an opportunity here to avert disaster. You may have something going on around you that you don't necessarily need to participate in, but you could have something that goes a little bit sideways, or there could be people around you that are a little bit fiery and spicy, right? So we've got a ship sailing along, but we're under attack, right? We're under attack and we're on fire. The funny thing is that this is actually card 17. So it's corresponding card in a normal tarot deck. This is the Akashic Tarot, so it's a little bit different. But in a normal tarot deck, the star brings hope and inspiration and peace and serendipity, but also brings healing. So it can be an energy where something goes sideways, but Archangel Michael is coming in here to help you fix it and heal it. And it may be something that actually brings you a little bit more wisdom, right? Or changes your mind about something, or alters your perspective in some way, right? So just know that something may go a little bit sideways, or you could be dealing with some ornery people. Something just might not go according to plan. All right. Now, if it's something that makes you feel a little bit overwhelmed in the month ahead, call on Archangel Michael, make an appearance here to help you, guide you, protect you, ultimately Archangel Michael is like the big guy, right? So, very powerful energy to help you to build confidence and strength, and to help you to detach from negative situations, because the Lookout can just say, you know that something's not going well for you, and maybe you've been trying to hold on to something, and maybe you've just been hoping for the best, but ultimately maybe that it may be time to let go. And so there could be something that comes to a head, right? Something that kind of blows up a little bit there, and and it's just maybe something that is really quite necessary for your own personal happiness and growth, right? Take the lead. This can be you making a final decision on something. It's like, this ain't working. We're burning this to the ground. Okay, we got to move forward. But remember, call on and work with Archangel Michael for guidance, for protection, to help you detach, right? And to help you heal as well. Very powerful ally coming in there for you. But we do have the will, the wisdom, and the mind. And this is a super powerful energy to bring you power, the force of your will, maybe a little bit of willpower for you guys as well, right? Brings wisdom to you, a deeper level of understanding. This helps you to maintain balance. We got fire and water on each side there. The fire and water can represent some alchemy, spiritual alchemy, alchemy in the physical world, right? Changing nothing into something, or changing one situation into a different situation, right? Is the power of your mind and your ability to manifest and make things happen for yourself. So this is a very, very powerful energy that's available to you, but you've got to quiet your conscious mind. Now, it is card number 20, and card number 20 is a very epiphany, clarity, call to the light, call to action kind of energy, right? Judgment card. So this can be where out of the darkness something comes to light for you. This can be, it's interesting that Archangel Michael should come out, because in a regular deck, card 20 is Archangel Michael, right? Calling you to the light, right? Helping you see, or helping you detach, or make a decision, or find forgiveness and healing, right? And it can be a shedding of energy, but when we shed some things, we replace it with something better. So there's certainly a lot of very powerful forces at work for you and with you in the month ahead. So stay open, okay? Keep an open mind, keep an open heart, because you are really embracing your personal power, and you are perhaps making some changes for yourself that may be tricky, a little bit difficult to begin with. A little bonus card there. Might be a little tricky, difficult to begin with. It might be a little bit challenging for you, but ultimately will bring you rewards, right? And maybe even a little bit more happiness and joy. We've got the King of Swords and the Nine of Swords. Hanged Man. Page of Swords. Hierophant. There's your wisdom. And the Page of Cups. Something coming to you. The back of the deck, wow, we've got the Judgment card. Oh boy. Okay, so very powerful forces at work for you. What was our bonus card? Number 8. The Eight of Wands, number 8. The Eight of Wands, so good news, forward momentum, speedy energy, very productive, potentially some really good news. But 8s do represent a little bit of excitement and buzz in the air. 8s also represent the need to be flexible and adaptable, so that you can move forward and overcome any challenges that are thrown your way. The Judgment card at the back of the deck, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, seeing the possibilities, seeing the potential, getting the wisdom or the clarification, the clarity that you need, but ultimately maybe making a very, very important decision for yourself. When we do get the Judgment card, yes, this can be a call, and it's answering the call, a call to action, a call to move forward, a call to step into leadership, a call to do something rather than sitting somewhere, Nine of Swords, and worrying about it. Right? This is like, don't just sit there, do, right? Look at the big picture, look at the perspective, and then decide what you need to do. But the Judgment card can bring us forgiveness and healing. It can bring something out of the darkness into the light, so that we need to address it or examine it. It can help us move forward, right? This is also where we can sometimes find a second chance, right? So if there's something that has been lost, right? This is where something may be able to be revived again, but ultimately the choice is yours. So we do have the King of Swords and the Nine of Swords here with the Lookout. So, here, just like we just said, the lookout, something may be really throwing you for a loop. There could be something that's quite a little conundrum, and it may or may not involve you directly. Okay, it can be like, I need to make this decision once and for all. I need to stop worrying about it so much, and I need to kind of burn something to the ground. It's not working. I gotta go. Right. And through that action, this can bring you 17, right? Star energy. This can bring you to move you forward to an energy of serendipity and peace and balance and harmony, because where you are right now may not be giving you that, right? And if something is filling you with anxieties and worries and fears, right? Time to make a very important decision. The King of Swords, kings take the lead. They master things, and the King of Swords has clarity and a sense of purpose. So does not live in the darkness, lives in the light, and is not afraid to ask questions, make decisions, or state what I want, right? So it could be a very important conversation or a very important decision that you are making. But with the King energy, trust that you are making the right decision for you, because there's something here that is causing a little bit of a struggle, right? The Nine of Swords, we're tossing and turning. We're filled with anxiety and worry and doubt and fear, right? We're lying awake at night, and it doesn't work for anybody, right? Those things that go bump in the night are scary, but if you hear the same noises or have the same issue in the light of day, it's not as scary, right? So bring something forward into the light of day. But this can bring clarity, a sense of purpose. This can be where you are very much taking lead, taking charge in something instead of being a sideliner, right? But you could be gaining wisdom and insight from a situation as well. And especially when we've got will, wisdom, and mind over here. This can be where you might be reflecting about something that has caused you some grief and struggle and pain. And this is where you're gaining a deeper level of understanding about how to fix it or what it meant. Right? So you could be getting some understanding of a life lesson. We've got the Hanged Man and the Page of Swords. So Archangel Michael is helping you to open your mind, open your heart, surrender, release, and let go. Look at things from a new angle, a new perspective, and bring you some enlightenment or an epiphany of some kind, bringing you clarity. The Hanged Man is, an energy of taking a step back, right? This is where we turn things upside down. We take a pause for the cause, but we're asked here, or we need to surrender and release something. So whether it's fears, worries, doubts, anxieties, whether it's a particular situation, or whether it's just old thought patterns and processes, right? Sometimes we do get stuck and we get a little bit stubborn on things. It's like, this is the way that it needs to be. And then it does take some sort of event or something like that to kind of open our minds a little bit. You're usually pretty good at staying open, but we all have our moments, don't we, Saggy? Right? So we do have the Page of Swords here. So this can be where you are getting new information, new insight, new perspective, but it's also, you might be curious about something, right? So where do I go from here? Where do I start? What happens if I do this thing or have this conversation or take this action, right? And with the Page of Swords, you kind of be like, kind of wondering about that, opening your mind up a little bit, maybe even gathering some information, right? And making the best kind of decision for yourself. The pages do bring new to you, right? So this can bring some interesting insights. This can bring, a new beginning in people, like with meeting new people, getting yourself out there, talking to new people, right? This can also be where you might discover something or something might come to you via the internet. Pages are quite often messengers, especially the Page of Swords, but this is often linked with, number one, air sign energy, right? So we got Aquarius, where am I? Gemini, right? And why has my mind gone blank? Libra, thank you very much. Jeez Louise. So air sign energy coming in here, which is quick moving, which is fast thinking, right? Very intellectual, often asks a lot of questions, but also really just that focus on communication, internal and external. So this can be a time of enlightenment for you, or where you figure out the answers to something that is keeping you stuck in a situation. It's like, I see the light. But we do have another page of Cups, and we've got the Hierophant coming in here as well. Now, yes, there could be a little bit of love and romance in the air for some of you here with this. This can be a marriage proposal. This can be an engagement, right? This can be an offer of friendship, an offer of love, an offer even for business, right? Something that may carry with it a higher level of commitment in some way. So this can be very exciting for you. Some of you are getting married, right? So if you are, congratulations, right? So with the Page of Cups, though, this can also bring in, Page of Cups is very, very creative, right? Very creative. And so this can be you committing to a new creative venture of some kind, or using your creativity to help you get to the next level of understanding or learning. When we do have the Hierophant, it can be higher level learning. So some of you are maybe opening your mind and, maybe you're like, I don't know, maybe you want to make some more money or something like that. And you're like, how do I do that? Maybe I got to go to school, right? Maybe I got to take a class. If you want to learn, say, a musical instrument, right? This could be you seeking out the guidance, seeking out a mentor or something like that, right? It's like, I just don't know where to start, but I'm really interested. So you seek out that teacher, that leader, that guide that you might need, right? And certainly learning something creative also does expand your mind, right? So we're learning. So the Page can also really bring in a little bit of an awakening of sorts as well. Right? This can be where we get a spark of inspiration, or we're not inspiration. Geez, I'm getting a little bit tongue-tied with you guys. That little spark of intuition. And then we take that little seed, or we get that message, we get that sign, and we go and research it a little further, and it leads us down to this path of, what do I believe in? What works for me? And you might actually find yourself kind of figuring out how to either break down old traditional belief systems for yourself, or how to meld the old and new together. And sometimes we do hit an impasse with that, okay? But sometimes, we can find a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. And you've got the Wisdom and the Will card, right? So if maybe there's a situation that's coming up where you do have something that you're planning, and it may involve one of your children, or maybe it's just you, and you might be dealing with a parental figure of some kind, or maybe some family, and what you do or what you believe in maybe doesn't align with theirs, right? Especially if you're like planning a wedding or anything like that, or any kind of like family gathering or something, right? This is where it's like, no, we have to do it this way because we've always done it this way, and this is our tradition, and this is, all of this stuff. And you're like, but I want to bring in some new stuff. I want to try new things. And so you could be negotiating a little bit in your situation, right? But the Pages do bring in something new. The Page of Cups quite often does bring in a surprise, and it's in the upright, so a pleasant surprise of some kind. So it's some very interesting and very curious energy that is coming in here for you guys, right? And it probably really is because we've got Mercury in Gemini. And because you are like a very freedom-seeking sign, and because you've got Jupiter, right? It is all about expansion of your wisdom in your mind. It can be about exploring legalities of things, right? It can be, you're a pretty lucky sign, right? But this can be, where you are very philosophical. You're usually open to kind of new ideas and new things. And so it can be sometimes very frustrating for you if you find yourself in a situation where other people are totally closed off, and you're probably just like, oh, for the love of Pete, we can find a way to blend these things together. So, you might experience a little bit of frustration in the month ahead because your mind is expanding and growing, right? And you're open to all these things, but maybe there's someone else that isn't quite as open as you are. So this can cause a little bit of grief. If it's family, maybe you just find a way to avoid certain conversations. But if it's like a significant other, right, or a close friend, this is where things might get a little bit saucy. So let's get a couple more cards out here for you guys. All right. We have, as the seasons of life turn, remember your life and all experiences are driven by the invisible wheels of love. Life is an eternal ocean, and death and rebirth are the rising and the falling of the same wave. Attached to every ending is a new beginning. All right. And some of you could potentially have both of these happening in your month ahead. But just remember, this Page of Cups brings you some sort of really positive surprise, an invitation, an opportunity. Both pages can bring you that. It can bring you new people, right? And it can bring forgiveness and healing as well, right? It can bring you offers of love and friendship and all kinds of wonderful things, and maybe something that you didn't quite expect. But remember that even if there is something, a chapter closing for you of some kind, right, that's moving you forward to something better. Reminder on your path to manifesting your goals and your desires, thoughts become things. Ask for what you want by merely thinking about it, and immediately the universe sets about moving people, circumstances, and events for you to receive it. Your only job is to keep holding it in your mind until it's in your hands. But with a word to the wise, without being obsessive about what you're attracting in. Flexibility, open mind, open heart, those are the keys that you really need to embrace with manifestation. But remember, if you think it, you can create it, both the good and the bad. Okay, so we want to make sure we're staying on the bright side. That's what I have for you, Saggy. I'm going to leave all that there. I hope there was something here for you. If there was something that resonated in some way, please hit that like button, the thumbs up there. Free for you. It lets me know you resonate with the reading on some level, but it also lets the algorithm know the same thing, so it'll get shown to more people. So I truly appreciate that. And if you enjoy my content and haven't subscribed, hit that notification bell. You'll be subscribed and you'll get notifications in theory when I put up something new. Drop a heart in the comments box down below. I'll heart you back. We'll connect all of our wonderful energy and really propel that out into the universe. Thank you, Saggy. Have a wonderful month, and I'll see you later. Bye.